Konnichiwa, Mini-san.
Hello, and welcome to Famicast 280, your Famicast for the early part of November 2024. I'm Danny Bivens, and today, right now, I'm joined by James Charlton.
You said it right. You didn't say it right, Danny. It's episode 280. That's pretty close, actually, isn't it?
Good.
Like 1080,
Wow.
280. Yeah, I can't believe you didn't get that. Jesus.
No, oh my God, that's a
Wasted
total missed opportunity. Okay.
There you go. There's the episode title.
There.
How do you guys put it in text? I don't know. What's bigger than capital letters? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Excellent.
Anyway, yeah, Ty will be joining us here a little bit later.
Yeah, it's just chained up in the corner. I'll let him out in a minute. We're just talking about Nintendo stuff. So yeah, say that, Ty.
Yeah. Thanks.
Maybe
Thanks for that. It looks like we got balls in the chat. He said it's part time. Do it.
Yes. I love our I love that we have our listeners are called balls, so we can just say, "Oh, looks like we have balls in the chat." I love that.
Balls in the chat. Yeah,
I love like in any other YouTube channel that would be like people sending inappropriate pictures.
Yeah. Well, this is with Z, so it still could be inappropriate pictures. I mean, you're not seeing the chat like we are, I suppose, unless you take a look.
Exactly. Well, yeah, you should see what balls posts in the Discord. Holy crap!
You should. Oh boy.
Rated M for Monsieur.
That's it. Anyways, I got some cool games to talk about. There's been some cool Switch-related stuff. The Nintendo financials dropped just today.
Your favorite, Danny? PDFs and data.
I have some stuff lined up and ready to go. It's like, yeah, today there was they released like a corporate policy briefing or something. Like I don't remember the exact naming of it. They're like 48, 50 pages of that stuff. So I condensed that way down so we don't have to scroll through like every single page. I picked out some good stuff that I think
just 45 pages. Got it.
Just 45. So we're good. We're good to go throughout 5 of those pages. But we got some cool stuff to talk about in new business. So let's go ahead and get to it. And JC, would you mind kicking off new business?
Right. So Zelda Part 2. Oh, you didn't really play much more, Danny? Is that you didn't want to join me because you hadn't really played more than another 2 minutes? Is that why?
Yeah, I was busy with things like real world stuff, and then playing another game that I'll be talking about, and also making some videos with baseball. So yeah,
really. So yeah, I still haven't finished the game. Just like very busy with life. Work, everything very, very crazy at the moment. But I did reach the I guess you would call it, well, I don't know for sure, but I think it's the midpoint of the game because there's some story thing that happens. Like I finished the first 3 things,
okay, and
then the next part of the story started, and something changed, and then I'm now in that part of the story. So it's like, it's not exactly the light world, dark world of Link to the Past, but it's like, on a similar thing. It's like I'm now in the, the dark world half of the game, if you know what I mean.
Sure. Hey, by the way, dude, I appreciate the non-spoiler stuff too, because I mean, I'm not very far at all, and I know some people out there might not be. Some people might have already cleared it. Maybe some of you guys out there are slow like us. So.
Yeah. Well, like we said, I think, like I said last time, the people that are on my friends list, they've put in way more hours than us. Yeah. The RFN guys, they put in 20, 30 hours, and I think they've already talked about the the end game of the game without spoiling, of course. Those guys, they know what they're doing. So yeah, so it was funny. I think last time I said that I went to a part of the world that I wasn't supposed to go to. Like I just kind of used that crawl spidery thing, and I just kind of climbed over all the trees and just went somewhere totally, in the corner of the map that I wasn't. It didn't have any icon on it. It didn't tell me to go there. I just went there, and yeah, a lot of the NPCs in that area didn't really talk or say anything. They were just kind of stood there. But I still got a few secrets and found a few new echoes, new enemies to befriend. And then so now in the second half of the game, I'm supposed to go there. So it was kind of funny because I'd already unlocked all the warp points there.
Oh, nice.
So it was like, you must now traverse to the southern side of the map. And I'm like, boom.
Easy.
I'm there in 5 seconds. So yeah, that was kind of funny. Yeah, and then when I went there, it's like, oh yeah, everyone's talking to me now, and there are more things that are happening, and there's actual story things that are happening. So yeah, it's like yeah, I definitely came here at the wrong time. But yeah, so it's I haven't actually got to the boss. I'm still in the temple of that. It's the what are they called? Deku shrubs, I think.
Yeah, Deku scrubs.
Scrubs, thank you. It's that those people. So I'm in that, which is the southeast part of the map. Yeah, and then it looks like the other place I'm supposed to go to is like Death Mountain and somewhere else up there, which I haven't explored at all. So yeah, the whole northwest part of the map is completely grayed out still for me, but like every other part is like I've been there, I've explored as much as I can. So yeah, and when I got my fifth whatever it is, the diamond or whatever, the gold thing that follows you around
from Tri,
yeah, have
the thing, yeah,
power.
Yeah,
it was kind of cool because finally I could use the things that I'd unlocked several hours earlier and weren't powerful enough to use, which was great. But also it reduces the amount of I don't even, what is the word? What is the terminology I'm supposed to be using here? That you need two things to bring an echo into existence, like two blocks. I don't actually know the terminology.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about, man. Like if I played more, I could probably tell you, but yeah, I'm sorry.
Anyway, let's just call them diamonds. So for example, enemies that used to require 3 diamonds to generate now only require 2. So now you can have, for example, 2 of them at the same time instead of just 1. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So like strong enemies like the the dark nut, the metal guys, you could only just generate 1 at first, but now I can have 2 of those guys following me around, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's a nice little progression part of the the gameplay skill tree, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying it. I'm always finding new echoes, and there are some absolutely wild random ones that I'm like, when you see something flashing, you don't sometimes forget that it's like, oh, that means I can change it into an echo. That means I can actually get that thing.
Sure.
And it's it's kind of weird when you see something flashing and it's like, wait, that can be an echo? And you do it and you're like, oh wow, cool, I can now generate that thing. Because it really is just random things sometimes, the echoes. It's like, yeah, like everyone knows the bed and the box and stuff like that, but there are like other kind of really weird things that you just wouldn't imagine it could be made into an echo.
Sure.
I really like that. I like that randomness, kind of wacky, kind of craziness part of it. Oh, here comes a new character.
What's good, guys?
Ty, what's going on, dude?
Not much, dog.
Ty put in his credits. You can now join the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
I had to go back to the change machine.
Oh, right.
You get some tokens.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Excellent. So, yeah, without really spoiling anything, or well, I can't really talk much more about it. So, yeah, that's all for now. But I'm enjoying it, and yeah, I haven't really had any hiccups or like technical hiccups. I'm still not really noticing that, but maybe I'm just not as sensitive as some people.
Sure.
But also in terms of like progression and bosses and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, there's been some really fun bosses. I can say that, like, yeah, really, really cool. And it's because they do want you to use the link power for the bosses.
Sure.
Because there are some, like, I guess they generate just kind of throwaway enemies. Part of the boss battles usually, you know, they bring in some like little enemies to fight, and then when you defeat those, you get some like power, you know, some of that Link power, so you can then turn into Link. So they're obviously encouraging that, and yeah, it's cool that you can, you know, use that more in the boss battles, because then it feels like, yeah, it just feels like a normal Zelda game at that point, doesn't it? If you're fighting bosses with Link,
sure.
or something that looks like Link at least.
Right.
But yeah, really cool. Enjoying it. I can't give a final grade because I haven't finished yet. But yeah, much enjoying to be had. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to kind of getting into it. I'm working through some other games and stuff, trying to make some reviews and stuff as it goes. Never ending story. But yeah, oh, sorry, what do we got here, James? Oh, the P stand link.
yeah. Balls wanted to see the piss up close. There you go. There it is. Pure, unadulterated piss. There you go.
Yes.
And this Link is also missing an arm, so he's disabled. Yeah, he's disabled and covered in his own piss. So
wow,
there you go. Something to look forward to for us all.
I'm glad you're taking such good care of him, James.
Yeah, yeah, that was an accident. Well, sure. I mean, it wasn't very. This is like the early one. I mean, yeah. Well, the fact that it's piss stand shows that, you know, they hadn't thought about, you know, when this 3D model was made for the game. Like, obviously Sakurai wasn't, you know, thinking like, oh yeah, these are all going to be amiibos one day. It was like, no, just make him look cool. And then it's like, okay, well, how can we make him stand on a fucking plate when it's just his toe? Like, yeah. What should we do here, sir? It's like, just stick a plastic thing and, you know, just make it a color that's, you know, Link's color. Like, make it the Triforce color. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so weird. Such a weird choice. Yeah, exactly.
That's the closest we I think that the second wave or the second set, they started thinking more about how to place them on the base and doing better colors and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Like it's really night and day to think about the evolution of amiibo from when they first came out. I mean, even just like that type of stuff, then just general quality of the figures, what they look like, build quality and stuff. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, we compare that to Banjo and Kazooie. It's night and day, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean, I got the Tears of the Kingdom Link, and I mean, it's awesome. Like, it's really cool. But
I forget. Do you have any amiibo? A singular amiibo?
I think I have. Yeah, I have a singular Shovel Knight.
Nice, that's a good one. It's a good one to have.
I would guess Shovel Knight or Banjo. I was going to guess one of those two.
Yeah, fun tip. I mean, if you go to like Nintendo Tokyo, if you're in Japan, Nintendo Kyoto, Nintendo Osaka, they have pretty much every single amiibo that you can buy just like on the shelf, which is awesome. Because like earlier this year, I bought like the both Cloud Strife amiibos and then Sephiroth. So I was like, yeah, cool, it's here. Let's go. Yeah, could have got Banjo. Anyways, all right, James. Well, thanks for that. I'm pretty sure we'll probably be going back to some Zelda at some point.
I'm on 2 hearts, so I'll be dead soon. So
good. I mean, no.
Lucky.
Right. Well, I'll continue on here with new business. I got something that's kind of a new / old release, or old made new again. And this is none other than Yakuza Kiwami on the Switch.
What do you call me?
Yes, you heard me. So just to back up a little bit, and I'm pretty sure I've probably mentioned this on the show all over the place, maybe just different times and stuff like that. But, you know, back in 2013, this is kind of like Famicast history, I guess, at this point. Yakuza did make an appearance on Nintendo, the Wii U. Yakuza 1 and 2 HD for the Wii U, which I bought and reviewed for Nintendo World Report at the time. And this is very much kind of like this an HD version of like the PlayStation 2 game. It had been released on like PlayStation 3 and stuff like that. And I mean, yeah, it's an upscaled, up resolution, I guess, you know, version of the game. And I thought it was fine though. It played well. The only like downside was some of the videos that were like FMVs. They kept like the same bad quality and just left the rest of the game, you know, looking pretty sharp, which is kind of odd. But that's kind of the way it goes with some of these things.
I don't think AI video upscaling was a thing at that point, was it? Like
maybe Probably.
You would have to re-render the video from the actual source file, which you know they didn't have or couldn't be bothered to get out.
Yeah, and even
AI upscaling is much better now. You can actually
Sure.
upscale like a postage stamp piece of shit video and somehow make it look amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've seen some things from Aspire, the guys that do a lot of like the Star Wars remakes. Some of their you can tell it's like this is AI upscaled. Some of it just looks weird. Yeah,
dude, there are videos from the fucking 1800s that look like 4K now. It's like,
okay,
you know, we
well,
have the technology.
Maybe video game companies should put in that kind of effort then, because some of them sure as hell don't. But Yakuza Kiwami on the Switch. This is so Sega released this back in Jesus Christ, now I don't have that information in front of me. I think it was like 2015 or something like
the
that.
Wii U version?
No, a completely like remade version of the first game, which is what that is. And in the West, it came out in 2017, I believe, on PS4 only. But in Japan, I think it was 2016 on PS3 and PS4. Just kind of weird. I have some video footage of the Switch version that I'm going to go ahead and bring up here, because that was one thing I was kind of concerned about, because there is a PS3 version of this game, but Switch is
PS3 in Japan came out January 2016. PS4 came out in PS4 also came out in January 2016
in Japan.
Yep.
Interesting. And then it should be 2017 for
worldwide. It was August 2017.
Right.
Yeah. Switch October 2024.
Right. A little late to the party.
What the hell is Amazon Luna?
I was kind of thinking the same thing too, because I saw that it's Amazon. What the hell? Like Amazon's gaming platform? Is it cloud? Maybe, I'm not sure.
Never heard of it.
But yeah. But anyways, so I picked this game up. It came out on October 25th. Happy birthday, James, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, I did not get you this game. But yeah, so I mean, if you're unfamiliar with Yakuza, the Yakuza series and stuff like that, this is basically like a beat 'em up with some pretty kind of crazy story elements. You're like this Yakuza member named Kiryu, and and this story is basically you're hanging out with your buds, and then I'm not going to spoil the story completely, but then some stuff goes really bad and you end up in jail for 10 years from 1995 to 2005. So like before you go to jail, you can like fight people and you're like super strong and like all that type of stuff. And just as you're kind of getting the hang of the controls, then you go to jail, and I guess you don't fight anybody for 10 years. So when you get out, you're a wimp, and like all of your fighting techniques, all that type of stuff is gone. So and that's kind of like a game conceit to make it so you could learn, go through like their skill tree and like basically kind of level up your character the way that you want.
I guess Japanese people don't work out when they go to jail.
Guess not. Well, I mean, slight spoiler, very slight. He does, Kiryu does get in like a fight, like in the jail, like within like a couple of days or something. But then after that, it just kind of fast forwards to 10 years later. Instead, it doesn't seem like he's doing too much fighting. But, and then, I mean, one of the main draws to this game is, this is kind of a look at a fictionalized version of Shinjuku. They kind of change names around and stuff like that, but you will see a lot of brands and stores and stuff like that you will find in real life, like in Japan, in Shinjuku, and in other areas and stuff like that too. So that's pretty cool. The infamous Don Quixote, I don't even know what you call that. Like what kind of store would you even say that is, guys?
It's like Walmart and Spencer's put together.
Good point.
Yorkshire Trading Company
for
British people.
For the British people. That's all we got. Sorry, Australians. But I mean, I think the Switch version runs at, I think, 30 frames a second, and I don't quite know if it goes all the way up to 1080p. It might be 720. Yeah. But I was playing a little bit last night on handheld, because before that I was playing on TV, and it's fine. Like my monitor is kind of weird. There's a lot of ghosting and all sorts of shit like that. So it's always kind of hard to tell when I'm capturing stuff, how good does this look, unless I'm looking at a tiny window on my PC. But in handheld, it seems like it runs maybe even a little bit better. I'm not exactly sure why. Fighting is pretty easy to do. It's basically a lot of mashing and stuff like that. Different combinations of mashing. You can grab people, you can punch, you can kick. There's special moves that you can get to, and you could like really wallop some folks. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's kind of like mindless fun, but I mean, when you fight guys that are stronger, you do kind of got to be on your toes with that type of stuff. Again, I think outside of just like crazy Japanese stuff that you can find like in the world, I think the story is maybe one of the main draws here. I mean, yeah, it's fictionalized, like, you know, crime drama type of stuff, but I think it's pretty cool. So
the TV show, or was it a movie or TV show?
TV show
on Amazon in Japan.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you watch it?
Not yet, because coincidentally this came out on the same day.
Okay.
I think it came out on this game came out on the 24th elsewhere, but
yeah, I'm getting YouTube like adverts for it. So yeah.
Right, I was too. But yeah, I still want to play some more of this. It's not like an overly long game. I think it's like howlongtobeat.com said like maybe average like 18 hours or something like that. And I remember like my gameplay time for both 1 and 2 on the Wii U was something like 30 hours. And that's like, you know, 2 games. So very doable, like not something that's super long, but you can make it as long as you want, because there are a lot of mini games and stuff that you can do, like batting centers. You can like go on dates with girls and like all sorts of other stuff.
Karaoke?
Yeah, you can do. I'm pretty sure you can do karaoke too.
Yeah.
So,
and also the arcade games, right? Is that in this game?
Maybe. It's been a while since like I said, I'm still very early. I'm only about 2.5 hours, 3 hours in or something like that. Some of my hour count might have been from setting my controller down and playing with the cat or something, but
yeah, I think they had like some Sega arcade games, right?
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know about this version, but yeah.
Sure.
Depends on the era. It's 90s, right? Set in the 90s?
It starts in 1995, then it gets fast forwarded into 2005. So
2005. Ty, what's a Sega arcade game in 2005?
I think Virtua Fighter 5 was not quite out yet.
Yeah, okay. I don't think they would include something like that in this, considering this. This is a PS2 remake, but you know,
Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution.
Yeah. Well, then again, I mean, you look at a game like Shenmue, and they had like some games that, I mean, hell, you're playing a Sega Saturn in like 1986, so it's like, yeah, that's kind of breaking the fourth wall, or you know, space-time continuum, or whatever you want to say. But so yeah, I mean, honestly.
Are you on fire now? Is that your like dragon?
You have different fighting styles that you can do, like with the touch of like the D-pad, and it kind of can. I'm trying to think of like what exactly it does. Like I said, it's been a while since I played the original.
Heat actions. It says there, Danny. Use heat actions to attack.
Yeah, this is a special move that he's doing right now. Suplex right on the concrete, right in his dome, and
break his neck in 5 places. Blood comes out his mouth.
He got up after that.
He got up after that.
Yeah, he did actually.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and then you know the fan favorite Goro Majima, who's gonna have his own game in February. He started.
Is he the pirate? He's the pirate line
in that game. Yeah. But his origins are not on the high seas.
Sure. But I just recognized that character from the TGS. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I mean, again, I think it's a pretty solid port so far from what I've played. I haven't seen anything that made me think like, oh, this is horrible or anything like that. So if you're into like beat 'em ups and stuff like that with a bit of a story, I think this is something that you should consider checking out. So,
nice.
Yep.
So your third Yakuza game, technically, right?
Technically, yeah. Ty, did you ever get into the series at all, man?
No, I never knew where to start.
Sure. And like, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy how popular it's become just over like the past 5 years or so.
True.
Because it was popular, but not like it is now. I think the original game, when it came out in the West, it was dubbed. Mark Hamill was like one of the characters, and that always seemed kind of like a weird choice. I think they wanted to do both English and Japanese language tracks, but it's maybe a limitation of what you can fit on the disc, which makes sense.
And as discussed in the previous episode, certain people don't like reading subtitles.
Sure.
So yeah, they had some like crazy, like it wasn't just Mark Hamill. It was like
there was all sorts of
Robert De Niro or something like really, really high caliber people.
Could be.
Like
I'd have to
Hollywood Gilbert Gottfried.
As Majima, that'd be great.
Maybe somebody in the chat knows.
Or maybe just the guy that played Tom in Shenmue. He's played somebody too. Yo, Dio.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for me. Let's go ahead and pass things over to Ty.
Oh, yeah. So I've been... I've gotten a bit out of the usual grind, and, I was playing some Castlevania. Phasmophobia got the console release finally after many delays.
Oh, okay, I was wondering why that came up again. Okay, it makes sense now.
Yeah, so it's on Xbox and PlayStation. No sign of a Switch version yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's been like a year or two or three since like I really got into this game, so I'm kind of relearning it.
Sure.
Like, there's been a lot of really good quality of life changes. And there's also a lot of stuff to grind for now, which is kind of new and different.
Mm-hmm. For those that don't remember, maybe like what's the gameplay loop here? Like, what are you doing?
Okay, it's a 1 to 4 player co-op. You go into a haunted house and you try to figure out what kind of ghost it is.
Okay.
And you use all the funny ghost hunter tools like EMF readers and shitty old hand cam VHS video cameras.
Mm-hmm.
You've got, I don't know, a dozen, maybe like 20 different tools at your disposal. Okay. And so ultimately it's kind of a puzzle game. You have to look for evidence or even try to provoke certain ghost behavior to see what it'll do. And it's very random. You'll get jump scared a lot. The ghost will be in a random room. Very fun. It's endless YouTube content of people just like getting terrified out of their minds.
Okay. I will say, like, some of these Steam screenshots that I have up here, some of them are really dark. Is the game, is it just the screenshots, or like is it just generally dark because ghosts and stuff? Or?
Yeah, it's generally dark. And lighting is a gameplay consideration.
Okay.
As well. Like when you're in a ghost house or whatever, very Japanese to say ghost house, the haunted house. The power can be cut. You have to turn the breaker on, and you have to manage like all the light switches and stuff. And the ghost can flick them on and off. And if you're in a dark area, your sanity will drain. And as your sanity drains, you become more vulnerable to being attacked by the ghost.
Wow, very eternal darkness.
I was going to say the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't hallucinate or anything. It's just like a metric for provoking the ghost. Okay. Like generally, like when you get down to like 50%, like that's when the ghost will be able to attack you. Yeah, depending on things.
Sure.
So it's a little bit like being on a ticking clock to figure out like what kind of ghost it is. Okay. So in the game, you have a notebook, and you can use it to mark off your evidence, and it'll have like descriptions of all the ghosts, and it will kind of nicely like eliminate options off the list as you like check them off or cross them out.
Okay. So, like this type of stuff right now. If you're watching the video version, I'm assuming this is kind of like the notebook thing, or?
Yeah, this looks just like basic options.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this isn't really a good or useful screenshot.
Okay. I thought that looked kind of weird. I mean, it says stuff about the ghost here, like ghost speed, how quickly ghost moves, roaming frequency. I guess if you're okay, that's like settings for the ghost then, I suppose. Okay, that's weird.
Yeah. The game it has changed a lot in some ways since I played it a couple years ago. Like there are definitely more maps now. There are way more types of ghosts. A thing they changed since I played was there's a lot there are like different qualities of equipment. Like, before you'd have like, say, an EMF reader, and you would just it's a funny thing that looks like a remote control, not that one. That one. Yeah. And like you just
PKE
have
meter, you mean?
yes. What it says EMF right there on it. EMF meter. All right. Anyway, so now in the new one you have like a really basic one. It's like just got like a little like a needle that it comes up, so it's kind of hard to read in the dark. And then like you'll get better versions that will like actually like show you the number with a backlit screen.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Kind of
And yeah, and there used to be like 2 different kinds of flashlights. Now there are 3. They're just like different quality.
Okay.
Yeah, so everything has like different quality. You have different video cameras now, which is
Oh.
kind of crazy. Yeah, like this is nice. I guess this might be from the old version.
Okay.
But like you have like you start with like just a basic one with like a little screen, and then you get like a nicer ones with nicer screens. Maybe they'll be less prone to being knocked over by the ghost, which is a pain in the ass. It's like one of the things you do is you set up video cameras around where you think the ghost is, and then you can go back to the van like a coward and just watch it to see what it does.
Nice.
Yeah. But if the ghost like they knock over the camera, you have to go and pick it back up and put it back into place and hope the ghost doesn't like fucking strangle you to death.
Nice.
So yeah, the ghosts are very, I want to say RNG. Like they will jump scare you, or you don't know what they'll do. If you're like really unlucky, it'll be like a demon type that will like just attack you whenever.
Oh God.
As opposed to at least waiting till you get down to 50% or whatever. But if it does it to you off the bat, oh, it's a demon. All right, case closed. And as long as you survive, you can just mark it off in your notebook and get the hell out of there.
Okay, well.
So how do they kill you, Ty? Did they kill you?
Yes.
Like frightened to death, or like stabbed, or what?
If a ghost is agitated enough, it will go into hunt mode. Scary noises will happen, and your flashlight will start blinking, and you have like a couple of seconds before it manifests and chases you down. And if it catches you, it kills you. So you want
to fade to black, or
there's like this whole sequence where it like reaches its icy cold hands around you and drags you into the underworld. It's pretty funny. if when it doesn't happen to you. It's funny when it happens to your teammate who's like playing with the whole VR setup.
Nice.
Funny because like the voice chat is like it's like proximity and everything, and it'll just like cut off. Like if they scream, it'll be like and then it just stops, and
that's so cool. Yeah, I think that's what impressed me last time you talked about it. I remember the voice chat being actually relative to where they are in the game world. Very cool.
Yes. And you also have like radios in game that are not proximity, but they stop working if like the ghost is hunting. So like if you're back in the van and you try to talk to someone but you only hear static, you're like, oh shit. And you run to the house and you listen and you hear their muffled screams from inside, like it's the funniest shit in the world.
Danny, I'm surprised you haven't bought a VR headset and just for this game.
I mean, right?
It sounds right up your alley.
Right up my alley. Yeah. Oh boy.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think Labo VR is enough for me. So.
All right. And
amazing.
It has crossplay.
Oh, nice.
Play with PC and both consoles.
Oh, cool.
real man consoles, or not Switch, right?
Yeah, not Switch.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Wow. So PS5, Series X.
Yeah.
PS4?
I don't know. Maybe.
One? Oh no. Okay.
You tell
would be
me,
wild.
dog. I don't know.
Yeah. No, like cross-generation crossplay. It's like that would be pretty wild, wouldn't it?
I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll never know, I
so-
guess.
Yeah.
Not for this game.
Yeah, and it's a very cheap game too. It's only like 20 bones, 20
Okay.
squids.
Reasonable.
Sounds good. Nice.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And all your friends already have it on PC, so you can play with them.
All of us.
Yes. Yeah, so if you guys want to play, you want to help me grind out these achievements, we can get in on that. Let's go.
Nice.
Your friends help you set it up.
It does sound like
Yeah.
this would be like a good game night game if it did come to the Switch. Or
It would be
something
the
like that.
best.
That'd be fun. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, yeah, maybe we should do it, or maybe I'll just run something on my own, just as like a special little thing.
Yeah.
Just get on Discord and just start screaming for people to join.
Yeah, I'll just be there. I'll just be watching and screaming in the chat. That'll be as close as I'll get.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's always a space for cowards in this game. You can stay in the van and watch the cameras.
See,
Nice.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Probably a good feature. Yeah, if people are too scared to go in the house, you could just stay in the van and help out.
Good.
That's amazing. Stay in
Yeah.
the van. That's it. Yeah.
Yep. Yep, and play clicky on the PC.
That's right. Oh, Danny, by the way, I found the voice cast list for the Yakuza.
let's go.
Okay.
The first game. The PS2?
Yeah.
PS2, right?
Yep.
So, Michael Madsen was not Robert De Niro. Michael Madsen, Eliza Dushku, I don't know who that is. Mark Hamill, never heard of him.
Whoa, Majima, really? That's awesome. Okay.
Michael
Yeah.
Rosenbaum he was Lex Luthor in the Smallville TV show.
Okay. Yeah, Nishki's
Uh-huh.
like one of the main characters in the game. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Rachel Lee Cook, she's pretty well known, I guess. Most people know her. I don't know who Bill Farmer is. John DiMaggio, that's not
Bender.
is it? It is Bender,
Bender.
right? Yeah.
The son
Yeah.
of baseball player Joe DiMaggio.
There you go.
Really?
No, he's not.
Roger L. Jackson, is that Samuel L. Jackson's son? I don't know.
Brother.
Brother. Debbie Derryberry. That's a great name, even if it's not famous.
Daryl Strawberry's older sister.
What the fuck?
What?
Yes.
It does look pretty weird, doesn't it? It's like Michael Madsen plays Futo Shimano. It's like, it doesn't make any fucking sense, does it?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can now see why they stopped doing that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they probably put a lot of money into that. It's just, I don't know. Obviously, they didn't see as much return probably as what they had hoped.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
But
$20 million on voice cast, and the rest for the game.
could have been. Yeah.
Cool.
So Ty, there
Alright,
was a big anniversary event of something, wasn't there?
Oh yes, girl clicker. Let's
God.
go.
Good luck.
Yep. Yeah, I do try to avoid talking about this game too much on the show, but man, there's an overwhelming amount of stuff happening in the video game. All right, so Nikke, it's how do I describe the game? It's like a squad building duck hunt game.
Duck hunt. What?
Yeah, like the actual gameplay portion is
Okay.
it's like kind of this you have 5 cyber bimbos from a post-apocalyptic future, and you
Nice.
build this squad of anime wives to shoot at these alien Metal Gears to save
Nice.
humanity.
Hmm.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah. And you to collect them, you pull the gacha, you go gambling. And,
Yes.
oh boy. Are you guys familiar with the "Let's Go Gambling" meme?
I'm not.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
So anyway, you play the gacha with like all the tons and tons of anniversary bonus free pulls you get, and then you don't get the new girl. You say, "Let's go gambling," and then ding, ah, dang it, ding, ah, dang it, ding, ah, dang it. All right, I got to tell you guys. All right, so the new character is a pilgrim type, which basically means it's the strongest and rarest kind of character.
Oh,
And
why pilgrim?
It's story reasons.
Okay, I still don't understand, but okay.
Duh,
Me neither.
obviously.
But basically, in the story,
Mhm.
everybody lives in this underground city because the surface has been destroyed and occupied by these raptures, they call them, the alien robots that consume everything on the surface.
Okay.
Obviously.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And there are some Nikkes that just live free roving on the surface, like outside of human control, and those are called pilgrims.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and generally in game they are cracked. They're super strong.
Hmm.
So, you, if you're in the Discord a week or two ago, you might remember me being excited for actually pulling one outside of the event. The one I didn't have, it was literal 0.045% chance to get,
Yeah.
and
I
I
was
got
trying
it.
to remember if you had said that on the podcast or if you'd talked about that in the Discord. So, okay, I'm glad you clarified that. That's pretty crazy. I mean, oh God.
Yeah. So, I pulled that. It was amazing. And now for the actual event, during the event, it's actually a 1% chance. It's like a 4% chance to get the really good character, or like any really good character, like the full pool, and 1% to get the event character.
Hmm.
And so I did okay. So what's 18,000 divided by 300? Let's see.
6,000? No, 600?
Yeah,
What?
600. So
Okay.
I did 600 pulls for this
Mhm.
character and did not fucking get it.
Hmm.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Actually, I did a lot more than that. No, I did 600 pulls and did not get a single good character. I did a bunch more with my event tickets, and I got some good ones. It was all right, but I still don't have the fucking character.
God.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep pulling till the end of the event, and fortunately, I have enough pity tickets, so I can still get the character. But like every time you pull, you basically get a pity ticket, and if you get 200 tickets, you can get the character.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, if I don't get it by the end of the event, I'll have to spend it.
Yeah.
And you always want to save those for a rainy day, so it kind of hurts to use them.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, as for actually playing the game, there's all sorts of cool new stuff. That the new mini game is actually just a whole ass Metroidvania.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
So,
actually a fun one, or just
no, it's like in the game. It's like
okay. Oh, okay.
like
You don't actually
yeah,
play it.
yeah. Like there's often like mini games, and they'll just be something like simple, like Flappy Bird, or like a tower defense or something. But yeah, during the summer, you might remember they did Dave the Diver,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they just
Oh,
like
yeah.
implemented Dave the Diver directly into the game.
Okay.
That was
It
a
does
big deal.
make sense though with the lore of that game. It is like an anime nerd. Like that Dave is an anime nerd, so yeah, kind of makes sense.
Cool. I didn't know that.
I didn't either, actually. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, during the big events, they always add a mini game, and they've actually implemented a thing into the game right on the main menu. You can actually go and play a collection of the old mini games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, you could before usually, but you had to kind of dig through some menus and like death march through like the old event menus or environments they had. Like some events they have like this whole 3D area you can go through. And for like the smaller events, it's just like, just like a menu with like some sequential fights and stuff. And lots of story to click through. So anyway, the whole time I've been playing the game, I've just been skipping the story.
I was gonna say I haven't heard anything really about the story, so okay. No,
Yeah.
I thought that's the case, but okay.
Yeah, and actually, it turns out the story is really fucking good.
Okay. Whoa. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, like it's surprising. Like there's a lot of stuff on YouTube where people play like through the really sad parts and they like just start crying and it's like, oh my god, I can't believe this fucking game did this to me. It's amazing. It's like it's like I did post a meme in the Discord where, it's like really messed up stuff happens. Like imagine putting in imagine Full Metal Alchemist with the dog, and then Fry's dog dies in Futurama, and then
Oh no.
I don't know what else did I have in there? Walking Dead game.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
and also Spec Ops: The Line Now. Just put all those together, and there's your story. It's pretty fucked up.
There it is.
So I'm still clicking through everything in game as fast as I can, but like I'm like catching up on the story, like on YouTube, like just on the side.
Sure.
Yeah, so like in gameplay terms, like I'm in in-game content or like current game, they keep adding stuff, and like story-wise, I'm only like 2/3 the way through it.
Okay.
It's pretty wild. So like I'll play a mission, some characters will pop up, like, who the hell are these guys? Okay, no spoilers, skip, and then I shoot the next giant robot.
Okay. Azek in the chat. I missed a couple of his comments there a little bit earlier too. He said, "Is this that gotcha game where you shoot a girl right in the beginning?"
Yes,
Jesus
that's
Christ.
it. That's the one.
Perfect.
The one.
All right, framing it up
Yep.
here for us.
Yeah, you might remember last episode's anime trash when I opened up the box and I got the anime girl out of the box. I said, "Oh my god, it's her!" Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So yes, I'm well on my way to collecting all the anime chans. I actually collected all the characters except for one winter event character where I have to wait until winter
Oh well.
because
Yeah.
there's some characters you can only get in the summer event and some you can only get in the winter event.
Okay.
Yep. And everybody else is just in the pool of characters you can get, which is kind of nice.
Okay.
So that's the strategy. Remember I said save those pity tickets?
Yeah.
You just grind it and like you save the pity tickets for the summer and the winter events and the pilgrim characters.
Okay.
Yep. So if you want an unexpected good story and like the most intense anime poisoning of all time, check out Nikke, free to play.
There it is. It's mobile and Steam, right?
It's not Steam, it's like standalone.
Oh, okay. Shit. Oh,
Yeah.
That's
It has its own it has its own launcher, which fucking sucks.
yeah. I was gonna say that's a weird choice, and I mean,
Steam actually has standards, so yeah, you wouldn't
Yeah.
go past it. Yeah.
No way. I played the fucking time and in gotcha on Steam, and Steam does not have standards.
right.
All right. So yeah,
Yeah,
actually, I will warn PC users the launcher fucking sucks. You close the launcher, and like the process will keep running and like leaking RAM.
Oh, fun.
You have to like Control Alt Delete kill the process. I fucking hate the launcher so much. Everything else is great.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
so like if you play Nikke for a while and then quit, and then your PC gradually grinds to a halt, check your running processes.
Sure.
All right,
Makes sense.
so that's what I've been playing. Dead by Daylight Halloween event ends in like 24 hours.
I know what you're doing.
Project Zomboid update coming this year allegedly. They're having closed tests for the new build, which has like 100 new features. Street Fighter 6 exists. I've been playing it. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing.
Okay.
Oh, and a bunch of Castlevanias. So
Right.
yes, I've been playing lots of video games.
Right.
There you go.
All right. Well,
Save it for the Halloween episode next year.
Yes, only 359 days until Halloween.
there it is. All right. Well, that is going to close out new business for us today. Next, we're going to move on to just a little bit of now playing at the Famicast.com. Now playing at Famicast.com. A few things going up on the website, YouTube, all that type of stuff. If you wanted the deluge of baseball, this is your chance. Over like the past 2 weeks, I've put up multiple baseball videos and stuff, and that's all coming to an end because That's it. Baseball's over. But I put up
touchdown.
I did put up a new video for Power Pro Baseball and also for Pro Spirits based on the Japan series, basically the Japan's equivalent of the World Series. The game has like these missions in this thing called Live Scenario. Pretty cool. Check it out if you're into that sort of thing. Other than that, for patrons, our Famicast game night is coming up later this month. I'll be making a post about that on Patreon, maybe within like the next week or something like that. So look forward to that. Patrons already know, but there is a new Patreon full-length podcast that's in the works. I'm working on it. Please understand, and thank you for your understanding. Yeah, and then just wanted to warn you guys out there too. The Fammies 2024 are on the horizon. It's coming up in a little over a month from now, so look forward to that. Yeah.
Start artificially inflating your gameplay time now.
Yes, exactly.
To make it the game you want to be number one. Yeah,
that's right. All this and more, Famicast.com. That's right. All right. And James, what time is it now, dude?
what time is it? It's past JAPANews.
That's right, folks. Time for some JAPANews. This is where we're going to talk about the latest and greatest comings and goings of Japan. All these are straight out of Japan.
Crazy. A lot of
worldwide news type of stuff here as well. One of the things I wanted to kind of go over here first, or kind of had to do with the Nintendo financials, and also some comments that Nintendo President Furukawa said today in regard to the Switch successor. There's some other cool stuff. I mean, obviously, if you've been paying attention to any Nintendo news for like the past week, there's been some really oddball, weird stuff that makes you just kind of think like, what is going on? Like in a good way. So it's been cool.
It's ratcheting up. Finally.
Yeah, for sure. So just to kick things off again with Nintendo financials, I'm going to get up some images here on the screen here in just a moment. But let's see here. So, pardon while I'm...
It feels like for about 2 years they were talking about, the Switch successor or whatever, but it turned out to be just the Switch Lite or the Switch OLED, It's like the next Switch, and then it's like a more powerful Switch, and then it was like, more powerful in that it has a bigger battery. It's like we're finally actually getting to the Switch successor, actually getting to know a little bit. Anyway, we're going to talk about it now.
Right. So first, I just wanted to talk about this, just some pickups from like the financial update and stuff like that. So one of the big things that came out of this was that Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, which James talked about a little bit earlier in the show, had a pretty strong just first couple of days on the market worldwide. According to Nintendo's internal estimates, the game sold 2.58 million units worldwide. Top that off, there are actually 9 million sellers for the fiscal year 2025 quarter 1 and 2. That runs from April 2024 until September 30th, 2024.
Wow. 6 of which are from Nintendo. 3 from third party. Jesus Christ.
And the biggest ones here, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe again was like the second highest selling game in this period, to 2.3 million. Wow. Paper Mario 1,000 Year Door went up a little bit from the last sales briefing. 1.94 million units, and Luigi's Mansion 2 also up there, 1.57 million units. So
it's amazing that a brand new game, Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, only barely outsold Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So fucking 6 years
longer. That's a 2017 release, man. Like, wow, on the Switch.
Oh yeah, 10 years if we count the Wii U, right?
So pretty crazy.
That's amazing. That's almost neck and neck with a fucking 10-year-old game. Wow.
Right.
Crazy.
And hardware sales are also not, they're down year over year. It's pretty expected. I mean, the Switch has been on the market for a long time. Right now, worldwide, the Switch is sitting at 146.04 million units sold just in this past period. They just sold, kind of like they're I think Nintendo changed their forecast. They kicked it down like 1 million units from what their projections were to kind of adjust. I understand that.
So where are we now? We're not to DS level, are we?
Pretty sure it surpassed. Oh shit! No, okay. Now I'm drawing a blank on all those numbers.
I was
But
trying to remember what was number one. It was, well, obviously,
PS,
PS2 if we're counting all consoles. Is this now the best-selling Nintendo console?
pretty sure. Yeah.
So it's outsold DS?
I think so.
Oh, Wii? Well, definitely Wii, right? Because
Yeah.
Wii was
Yeah.
like,
Wii was like
100?
100,000, 100 million, excuse me. And
Nice. I like it. Japanese, yeah. 100,000,
right.
100,000, 10,000. Yeah.
Right. I will say NCL's website, where they actually have like all this stuff that they update, especially after these financial updates, it's pretty legit. If you want to see a good look at like the top 10 selling games on like Nintendo platforms, the hardware sales data and stuff like that, they have this stuff there, like up to date stuff. You can't see it like historically over time, but you can see what
So
it is.
what's PS2 again? Is it 160?
160, 170 or something like that. Maybe 100.
Okay.
It's something. So it'll be a little bit tough, I think, for Switch to try to catch that. But
yeah, doubtful.
Yeah.
Doubt it's going to sell another 30 million over the next few years, is it?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Especially with the Successor just around the corner. But PS2 was a slow trickle over its lifespan. I don't know how long it sold for, like over 10 years.
It was on the market for a long time, and then it was kind of, I guess, maybe got kind of like a new life, like in Brazil and like other countries like that, because PS3s and stuff like that were way too expensive. So
the iToy as well. The iToy was like a new thing. It's like almost like the Wii style, where they just went blue ocean or whatever. Right. Just like people who never played an actual video game in their life just got it for the DVD player and the iToy.
Yeah, it's not a bad way to go. I mean, I first picked up my PS2 I didn't have any games. I think I borrowed a DVD from a friend. I didn't even have a DVD when I first got the thing. But yeah.
And then Xbox said, "Ooh, a camera where you can control the game with your body. That's a good idea. We'll put that in all the consoles. It'll sell millions."
Right.
Rip.
Yeah. Well, to continue moving on here, some other interesting things that came out of this as well from the corporate management briefing, which just came out today on November 6th. Furukawa was talking about a lot of different stuff. I'll have this linked up somewhere so you guys can check it out. Because like I said, maybe earlier in the show, this is like 50 pages of slides and stuff like that. So it's a lot of information. Some things that
page one. Let's go.
Exactly. So page one. No. One thing I wanted to bring up though was the amount of Nintendo Switch Online subscribers. According to Nintendo right now, as of September 30th, 2024, there are over 34 million Nintendo Switch Online subscribers. So that's a pretty high number for that. I mean, it is quite cheaper to pay for this with Nintendo than it is comparing that to the other guys out there. So.
Yeah, I googled Game Pass and it's exactly the same number. It's
really okay. That's okay.
It's freaky. It's like 34 million. It's like,
sure.
Wait, seriously?
Sure.
But yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed something earlier from Azik, and he asked like, what are the other 3 titles from third party? Yeah, I mean, when Nintendo does gives out this type of information, they don't give information on the third party titles. So it's your guess is as good as mine. It could be Minecraft. I mean, Minecraft's usually consistently up there as a high seller on the Switch too. So
probably that train game, isn't it? The Momotaro.
Oh, Momotaro Dentetsu. It could be.
Yeah, could be one of those. But only Japan.
Right. Well, hey, I think I mentioned a couple episodes ago they are releasing that elsewhere. But kind of moving along here too. So I mean, of course, the Switch has been awesome for huge IP like Mario, Pokemon, Zelda, Splatoon. Has really kind of come into its own on the Switch. But I think this is my opinion. This is like a fact. Other Nintendo IPs that weren't as big have also found some pretty nice home on the Switch as well. Some of these other series include Pikmin, Kirby, Metroid, and Xenoblade Chronicles, which if you're looking at the video version right now, you can see this, but with the Wii U and 3DS versions of the game, it has this stacked up compared to Switch. So you can see quite a jump, like Pikmin on the Wii U and 3DS. That's kind of a weird one there, but 1.6.
When he put Metroid on, I was like, wait, there was a Metroid game on Wii U and 3DS.
On 3DS,
and I guess Federation Fast and that, what was it called? The
Return of Samus.
The remake?
Yeah, Return of Samus.
It was called Return of Samus? Okay. I
think
thought
so.
it was something else.
Pretty sure. Samus Returns, excuse me.
There you go. I thought
Yeah.
so. Yeah, I thought that sounded wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Metroid's also seen a huge jump. Kirby as well. I mean, we've talked about this in the show over the years, how it seems like every Kirby game that comes out is like, this is the best selling one in the series. And then it just happens again with the next game or something.
Yeah.
Obviously, Xenoblade also saw a lot more exposure. Yeah, I mean, you could say it was on the Wii U. Surely they must be talking about Wii at this point, because 1.41 million units. Xenoblade was just like on the virtual console, like on the Wii U. So, and then I guess 3DS version too. But okay.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be in the news later, but Chronicles X.
It is.
Yeah.
Duh. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's cool. It's been cool to see some of these not as like huge series get big boosts on the Switch, and that seems like it's kind of continuing on here too. And then just kind of like one of the last little bits here. So in terms of Nintendo accounts, there are currently 366 million of them that have been created since registration began in 2015. You'll probably remember back then, there were a couple of mobile apps, Miitomo, and then eventually, Mario Run and stuff like that. But Nintendo's implemented these pretty well, I think, into their systems and stuff like that. So that's been kind of
so
nice.
what would that be now then? Like what games are people playing on mobile?
Well, it's not just mobile. I mean, Nintendo. Well, I mean, Fire Emblem.
Well, there's only 150 million Switches, right? So
yeah, I mean, people could have multiple accounts. I mean, geez, man, I have like multiple ones too.
Okay.
So,
in that sense, then because I have like 4. So yeah.
Right, exactly. So I mean, we're not normal, I think, in that sense.
All right, mate, calm down.
Yes, but
yeah, you're right though. Yeah, multiple accounts, very easy to make multiple accounts. Probably lots of people do that.
Sure. And one thing that they said too, I don't have a slide of this, but they're talking about making sure that kind of being able to implement your Nintendo account into things other than just games like mobile and stuff like that. Nintendo kind of has that in Japan a little bit because they have a standalone My Nintendo app. You could use this to see your gameplay times. There's like a portal into the store from there. You can use it for GPS check-in at Nintendo Tokyo. You can do all sorts of stuff with it. It's still a bit limited, but it's still surprising to me why they don't have that app outside of Japan.
I don't think Pokemon Go uses it, but they just released a new Pokemon trading card game for mobile. Do you see that?
Yeah.
You can kind of open up virtual packets of cards,
right?
One free every day or something like that.
Right.
I don't know about that one.
But, I don't know either. I have no interest. So,
but I would doubt it uses the Nintendo account.
Pokemon's kind of like their own thing with that type of stuff, I'd imagine. But
exactly.
Yeah, the next big thing is, obviously this is something that we've seen in the news as of today. Sorry, not this one, but the next one here. Nintendo Switch software will also be playable on the successor to Nintendo Switch. Furukawa included this in the press briefing. This documentation and stuff like this. He also said this on Twitter today in Japanese and in English. He also mentioned that basically Nintendo Switch Online membership stuff will carry over into the next system. So, I mean, I think this is stuff that we expected, but it's kind of nice just to hear confirmation of it just in case. So,
I mean, except the NES and SNES, they've always had backwards compatibility to the previous console, haven't they? Like we had GameCube. Wii U had Wii.
Right. Wii U to Switch, though. I mean, there's always been some kind of like a weird jump, I think, at some point.
Yeah, that's right. And they didn't really do the virtual console very well when it went to Wii U. It's like, pay again. Thanks very much.
I mean, granted, it was like you pay $1 and you can get this. So it's like, okay. But it's not.
It's nice to have it again. Like, okay, from one console to the next. Yeah, you can keep your games and just, upgrade the hardware.
Sure.
Which, Ty will probably say, lol, been doing that since Xbox 360 or whatever.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
PC has been doing that for a lot longer than that, I think.
I love playing my Windows 3.1 games on my current Windows console.
You too?
Windows PC.
Okay, cool. Thought so.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. So those are kind of like the big takeaways I think that came out of this. So I mean, it's interesting, and we'll just
the online. Danny, you didn't mention the online. Not only the software, but also the online will be compatible.
Nintendo
so like,
Switch.
you subscribe.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it didn't specifically say things like the NES and SNES apps and all that, but it's kind of like, I don't know. Do you want to assume that?
Nintendo Switch Online membership. I would assume that would need that.
Yeah.
Hopefully, plus maybe something else. But
You
we'll
would
see.
hope that, but Nintendo has a very bad history about like new console coming out, like, oh yeah, all those virtual console things will just continue over. Nope.
Yeah, I will say, I mean,
hmm.
it seems to me that some of this old way of thinking has kind of
Yeah,
not necessarily left the company, but there's a lot more. I think there's a younger crowd in with Nintendo, and I think they're listening to reason sometimes, not just
Yeah.
old Japanese businessmen.
So I'm more hopeful, but I can't just like 100% guarantee it. You know what I mean? Like, just gonna open up my N64 app on my next Switch console, and all the same games are there. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna have some excuses, like, oh, we need to check for bugs with the new. We'll get to it eventually, and then sure, 3 years later, we still don't have like Banjo-Tooie, which we've just got on the Switch. I can imagine a future like that. Where it's like, oh, we couldn't get it working.
Don't say that, man. You're cursing it and putting a jinx on the whole damn thing. But I mean, you're not necessarily wrong.
Yeah,
but
I mean, things like SNES and NES, I mean, they can run on a toaster at this point, but like, yeah, N64, I would be worried.
Hopefully, I mean, they're
crossed.
using similar architecture with their new system and stuff like that. They did make a lot of headway, I think, for developers and stuff like that, making more engines compatible, like, for the Switch, as opposed to just a handful of old ones on the Wii U. And then, like, hey, this version of such and such is running on the Wii U, but everyone's using the newer version on every other platform. So it's like good, but bad at the same time.
I don't think we have it on the agenda here, Danny, but the two new mature N64 games. Yeah. Right. When they added, what was it, Shadow Man and
Turok 2.
Turok 2. They also updated some of the existing ones, like they fixed some of the perfect dark blur effect.
Oh, good. God, that was awful.
Yeah, some other couple of things. So they're always kind of like, but it kind of proves my point about how N64 is a little bit iffy. It's not like a done deal. I mean, even on PC, there are some N64 games that don't work, or like they just can't be emulated, or just like balks out, right? Yeah, it's a tricky one.
Yeah. But yeah. Well, actually, James, would you mind taking this next bit of news? This might even be kind of linked to what we were literally just talking about.
Oh, yes, Nintendo Music we're talking about, innit?
Yep.
So, yeah, this is just the random news that just seemed to be back to back, all this random shit. Yeah, Nintendo Music was revealed on Halloween. Another perk for Nintendo Switch Online people. And it's an iOS Android app, not for your Switch. And it currently offers 2,000 tracks over 24 games. And for the first maybe 4 hours, it wasn't available in Japan, and it really fucking pissed me off. Because like everyone on the Discord was like, "This is amazing! Oh, it's got this." I'm like, dude, it's literally not on the Japanese app store at the moment.
I think I was like busy at work, so I was like, man, I can't even check this stuff till I get home anyway. So like, I was good, but
it was like I was teaching after lunch, and it was like third or fourth period, and my student said like, yeah, Nintendo Music app is like online, and I literally downloaded it in the middle of class.
Nice.
So what was like 2 o'clock or something like that. Anyway, so yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like Nintendo didn't want to license all their shit to Spotify and get 0.0001 cent for every billion streams like Spotify seemed to pay. And we said, no, we'll just do our own app. And amazingly, it's actually kind of good. It's like, what? Seriously? A Japanese web app is actually well programmed and good.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it is unbelievable. Like I was expecting it to just, explode and crash upon opening it. But they've actually added some really clever features, like at the bottom there. Good timing on the video version. You can actually extend it to just loop. So like if you just get like your favorite track, and because it's all game music, like game music is by default a looping track because it's like, it's for the game, right? So you can just play like an hour of whatever, the Wii shopping channel music or whatever you want to do.
Right. It can be a bit limited. It's not available on every single track, but it's available on several.
Yeah. So in terms of sharing the music to other devices, like I think Russ on the Discord confirmed you can. I don't know the terminology for Android phones, but like, well, on iOS we would say like AirPlay. Like what's the Android cast? Yeah, Google casting, is that
just casting?
Casting, yeah. You can do that. I actually have an HDMI adapter for my phone, so I can connect it to like the PCs at work, and I can actually have the music come out the speakers. It's locked out for that, which does happen. Like if you, for example, Netflix or Disney Plus, if you're trying to connect that to a HDMI adapter, it just like for whatever licensing or whatever the coding, the encoding doesn't allow that, which is done on a app by app basis. So it's not entirely unexpected that Nintendo would do that, but it's kind of annoying. It's like, who the fuck cares if you put your Nintendo music on a speaker like via HDMI? Like, who gives a shit? But anyway, you can cast it.
Right. I will say, James, one thing that I've noticed, you know, as an American, you probably didn't notice because your settings are already like this anyways, but even for the
subtitles,
even for like the English settings on the system down to Lilat Wars, everything is like UK based English, which
really?
I thought was kind of weird. Like,
wait, is UK on yours?
Yes, because I downloaded it from the Japanese eShop. Or no, iOS. Oh my God, App Store.
So your phone is on US English.
Yeah, US English. My Nintendo account is on US English, so it's like it's kind of weird. And like I said too, it doesn't seem like it's just me. I could have sworn I've seen other people maybe saying something like this as well.
Ty, did you get this app?
No.
Okay.
No, it's good.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see what it happens on Ty's as well. But like I heard Guillaume on the RFN talking about he said the same thing but with French. Like but he said not all the tracks, like all the tracks that had a localization showed up in French, but ones that don't, they're just the same in every country. They're just the English name.
Well, like sometimes too, even for, you know, if I add something to my favorites, it, you know, there's the British English spelling of it, and it's like it's not a big deal. It's just kind of like, okay. You know, if favorites ever, you know,
that's kind of wild. Yeah.
So yeah,
on the N64 app, you can actually switch the show all versions on or off, and that will show Lilat Wars and Star Fox next to each other, and it will clearly say US, UK.
Sure.
But yeah, that's kind of weird.
It's just weird. I mean, like I said, it literally doesn't matter at all. And it's just, you know, this thing is not even a week old, so it's like, you know, hey, I can cut them some slack. If it's like 2 years later and they still are doing this, it's like, okay, that's kind of weird. I mean, I guess I was
bopping to some Donkey Kong Country 2 this morning on the way to work. Yeah, they added that today. I think it was today or yesterday. It just kind of pops up. It just says like new music added, and it's like okay. So yeah, I was listening to the whole soundtrack on the way to work today. It was awesome.
It's just one last thing about it though, too, man. I mean, it almost sets like the precedent for like this is going to be a drip feed of stuff, which is that's
Nintendo's MO, isn't it? Yeah,
it's weird.
It's like we'll have more games, you know, and then it'll be like, you know, 2035, and it's like they've added a new game.
Yeah, I mean, again,
they finally got Mario Land. Yeah.
I think even when I put stuff in the agenda, I said like 24 titles, it might be 25 or 26 by now, and it's like it's literally like 2,200 tracks, which is pretty nuts. Some of the stuff is like little fanfare from games that are like literally just a couple seconds long.
Well, I know for a fact that Smash Ultimate has 900 tracks, just that one game.
Sure.
I'm not sure that if that includes DLC. I could be. I remember that number from a direct, so that was probably maybe the initial direct. So after DLC, you know, after Steve and Banjo, they added more music, right?
Sure.
And what's that? Terry had like every like fucking what was it? Fatal Fury track in the world or something. Right, like something.
Yeah,
like there's like 55 tracks just for that one DLC character.
Right. I mean, I remember what Sakurai said. He's like, okay, we're gonna request like all of these, and we'll see which ones they actually give us. And SNK just said, go nuts,
Yeah.
ask for more.
So yeah, if they add that, then that would be easily over 1,000. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, what I was getting to is like, would they just add Smash as one thing? Because in essence, like Smash is just other games' music, and some of them are remixes, right?
Yeah, most of them are somewhat remixed.
Yeah, most of them are remixed, but there are some just straight up the game things. So that would just be like doubling up. It's like, would you really want like Mario World's, athletic theme, Smash version and regular version?
Unless they
Probably
put like, yeah. Well, I mean, maybe they would just keep it so it's just specifically like kind of redone stuff only. I mean, it's hard telling.
And Brawl had like different remixes as well. So yeah,
maybe they'll wait.
That,
maybe they'll wait on those games and get other games out beforehand. That seems like it would make more sense to wait on Smash Brothers, because
what if Ultimate gets added? I mean, that's it. The app is done in my in my eyes. It's like every single fucking song in the world is in that soundtrack. So
now, James, are you like upset, or do you care that it's this app is not available on the Switch?
No. Okay. Why would I don't take my Switcher on the train and listen to music.
So many comments I've seen on social media. People are like, it's not on the Switch. This is fucking stupid. Like, where? Yeah, it literally, like what James just said. Are you taking your Switch everywhere you go? Do you not have a phone? Are you a little kid? I mean, I don't know.
Actually, going back to Smash, like, actually does have a music mode.
Yeah.
Smash, where it'll turn your Switch into a fucking music player.
Yeah.
And you can even turn off the screen and just like literally just use it as a
Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy does that as well, like a Final Bar Line from like last year or whatever. It's like some games have this type. It's cool, but it's like that's kind of not really that practical.
I would just say to those people who are complaining, it's like, do you have Smash? Use that and shut up. You don't need it.
In the comments, you guys have any thoughts about this? Is it a mistake that Nintendo doesn't have it on the Switch? Let us know. Who cares?
Who cares?
I mean,
nice.
Yeah, it'd be like having Nintendo 64 games on your smartphone. It's like, no, thanks.
Yeah, with more touchscreen controls. Great.
Yeah, touchscreen.
God. Yeah, I've tried Banjo. No, okay.
Via the cloud.
Ty, do you want to take this very last bit of news here?
Oops, scrolled past it. Okay, here we go. One of the last Nintendo published games on the Wii U is finally getting a release on another platform.
Yes.
Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition Super Turbo.
Wow.
And updated for the original is scheduled to release on the Switch next year on March 2025.
Yeah.
Hey.
So this is the one that people have been asking for like 2 or 3 years at this point, right?
Well, more than that. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Let's see. Updated visuals, new story elements. What's that about?
Yeah, it's kind of unclear at this point.
Online multiplayer with up to 32 players.
Yeah.
And all the DLC all together in one package. Let's go.
Yeah. So like I remember the original one did have online or some kind of online stuff. I don't remember messing around with it. And I remember I was looking at the product page for Wii U. I think it said like 1 to 4 players or something like that. It wasn't 32, but I have no interest in online stuff with this game personally. I mean, I played this game on the Wii U in Japanese only back in 2015 when it came out. Golden Week that year, late April. Fun game. Probably spent like almost 90 hours with it. Have a review on Nintendo World Report. Have like 4 sets of impressions over there as well. It's gameplay.
It wasn't
really
a Japanese
changes.
exclusive, was it? Like, was it released in Japan way before other countries?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was released in Japan in like almost May, basically late April 2015, and then it didn't come out in the West until December 2015.
That's why people wanted the Bivens input.
So it made sense at the time. I mean, it's kind of weird to think that even just within the past 10 years, there were situations like this with Nintendo published games that had like such a long, such a long release window between countries and stuff like that.
Oh, this is the game where people complained about the localization. What do you call it? Censoring. It's like, why are you censoring the boot? Yeah,
the boobs, like boob sliders or something.
Well, yeah,
Vagina bones.
That's Zelda.
it was a little bit more sinister than that. Isn't there like a 13-year-old girl and she wears like a bikini in the Japanese one, and they put her in a armor in the Western version?
Maybe
And
something like that. And
yeah.
those people will be very disappointed to know that this is based on the non-Japanese release. So that will not be happening in this version, even if you buy it from Japan. Sorry, guys.
As for the new story elements, Danny, I just heard Jonesy on RFN talk about this. He said the game didn't really have an ending, or had like a very frustrating ending. So there's a lot of potential for like, you know, DLC story to kind of well, not DLC. It will be part of this game. Sure. So things that may have been DLC and actually explained more, but then obviously the Wii U died, you know, very, very early, so they didn't get around to that. So this is kind of like, you know, what we should have done on the Wii U, or if the Wii U had actually been a popular console.
Yeah, it was interesting because, I mean, it did kind of, I mean, I felt like a sense of completion, mainly because it's, you know, you spent like 90 hours playing a game and you roll the credits, but I remember it just kind of feeling like, okay, they can still do something here, and they just never happened. So,
So yeah, maybe it is worth playing again, Danny. You get the proper ending, and you can play it in English. And,
it was definitely weird because, like, when I was playing, my wife, because we had just got married at the time, and she was like, "Oh, this voice is the guy that usually does voices for like Arnold Schwarzenegger," and I'm like, "What?" You know, like stuff like this, and it's just like, okay,
get to the chopper.
Yeah,
is that what your wife said?
Yes, he literally said that.
Nice.
So, yeah, interesting. I know some of you guys out there are pretty excited. Balls had mentioned like he was excited about this too. I'm curious, and I might pick it up if like the Switch 2 or Successor to Switch or whatever is out like that month. It's like, yeah, probably not going to pick this up, but
you can play it on the Switch Successor. So
it's true, but I'd probably want to play a new game. But
it is a new game. New story.
Yeah, well, it's like 90 hours to get there, but
it does make you wonder. Like, does the Successor play the games, you know, smoother, better frame rate, or does it just play it as it literally the same as it was? You know, who knows?
You would hope.
That's
what you'd hope for. Yeah. So, all right. Well, that is going to do it for the JAPANews. And for audio listeners today, I wanted to change things up a little bit because we are going to be doing some anime trash here. But from now, I think what I'm going to do, at least for this episode, unless people have objections, I'm going to leave anime trash as a video exclusive because
exclusive.
No, nice. I think it just makes more sense as opposed to listening to Ty rustle around with boxes and talk about it, because like this is something that you need to see and experience, I think. Yeah. So I mean, you know, if you do listen to the audio version of the show, there are chapters here, kind of, and the YouTube version has chapters too. So if you want to check that out, you can do that pretty easily. So
put it this way: do you want to hear Ty describing boobs, or do you just want to see boobs?
Yes.
Think about it.
Yes. Surprise me.
Yes.
Stay tuned for Ty's new Patreon exclusive podcast.
Yes.
Describing boobs.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I'll go ahead and pass things over to Ty properly now.
Okay. I actually didn't move the boxes over here, but so can you fill time for like 30 seconds?
Sure. Okay.
All right, cool.
Yes.
Be right back.
Okay.
So this might freak Ty out, but I actually have to go at this point. So just say that you killed me or something like that.
Yes.
I actually ran out of hearts anyway. So
okay, well there he is. James dead for the day, so it's too bad.
Right, anyway, thanks to everyone who chatted live, and have a good rest of the show. Peace.
All right. So there's James. He's gone now. Ty scared him away. No, but I guess just back to a little bit more Xenoblade. Like, yeah, what a game. I mean, really great controls and stuff like that. It's kind of wild that it did take so long to get to the mech stuff with that, though, because you spend, I don't know, something like 15, 20, 25 hours just dicking around on the ground, and all of a sudden you have a mech. But there it is.
Hell yeah.
Ty's back. James had to go because of you. No, I'm just kidding.
Nice.
He had to get going. But Ty, now we'll kick it over to you with the anime trash.
All right. So you know, I play online UFO catcher religiously every day because those fools give me a free game every time.
Mm-hmm.
And so today I have just a small one.
Okay.
It's gonna be Capcom exclusive.
Okay.
Yeah. So big news. Molly Online, my other favorite UFO catcher site, they just finished they called it their site renewal. They've redone everything on the site.
Okay. Okay.
They also shut down shipping for a month, so that's why I don't have anything from them.
That's okay. You were talking about that last time. I mean, is it a good redesign? Like, how are you feeling about it?
There are things I like, things I don't like, but mostly good. Like the video quality is amazing now.
Okay.
So that's nice.
Don't
So
cut-
yeah,
don't cut
I
don't
just
cut
shipped a
your
big box from them. So
Okay.
stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, let's see what Capcom sent me. Oh yes, it's cute. It is adorable. All right, remember the Hatsune Miku in the funny little bunny suit plush I got?
Yeah.
So here's the other one. This is
Okay.
Cinema Roll in the Hatsune Miku outfit.
All right. All right. All right.
All right, I'm gonna free him or her. I don't know. It's the funny rabbit. Look, it's adorable.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
cute.
it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll send this to my niece or nephew or something. Or I'll just keep it forever.
That too. That's another option.
All right. I don't think there's enough space for me to throw it up there.
Yeah. Like I mean on the intro video, John Cario had like clipped you throwing a slime up there and you made it. And I'm glad that he did because I took that clip and stole it and put it in our intro video.
Hell yeah. I should set up a basketball hoop.
Yeah.
That would be
hey,
perfect.
I even have a basketball hoop in my room. Very small.
Nice.
Nintendo 3-on-3, Mario 3-on-3, Square Enix.
Hell yeah.
Thing.
All right. And I got one more thing in this box.
Right.
It appears to be a figure of some kind. Ah, yes. This is Shion from that time I turned into a slime. I may have the title slightly wrong, but this is not the first time you've seen this character on Anime Trash. It's like the second or third.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, she has a nice outfit. She's got a horn on her head. She's showing some cleavage. She has a giant sword this time. That's new.
Okay.
Action pose. This is like the same pose as that Link amiibo.
the peace stand link, or no, peace stand link, excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't show any stand on this, so I wonder what's going on.
Huh.
I mean, usually these come with like a clear stand.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You might have photoshopped it out of the packaging or something.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. I always wonder about the people who take like the stock photos for these.
Yeah.
Like you can see like there's like action where she's actually kicking up dirt. I'm pretty sure that's photoshopped.
I hope it's not. How?
How?
She's alive.
Right? It's amazing. Okay, so I only have one more box. It's also from Capcom.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, always make sure to send my packages from Capcom fast because like the stored items expire after only like 2 weeks or something.
Okay,
whereas like a lot of other sites will let you stack them up for a month.
Okay.
Yep. All right, let's see. A lot of packing material. All right. This is nice. This is fancy. This is like peak anime trash. This is the holy grail.
Okay.
It's another Bunny Girl Super Sonico.
Jeez.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yep.
Mom,
there you go. It's pretty horny. She has huge boobs. It's amazing. Yep.
No.
Before I start playing online UFO catchers, this is like the character I ended up getting tons of figures of. And you don't see her as much anymore, but like when I do, I go for it. Yep. Don't show mom.
Yeah, right.
All right. So, yep. Very short anime trash today. That's what I got. There will probably be a huge box of stuff from the new and improved Molly Online next time.
Okay. Cool.
Get ready for chattering teeth and poop emojis.
Oh God. Can't wait. Can't wait for that. All right. Well, like Ty said, that is going to do it for the anime trash. So we're going to go ahead and move on to a little bit of feedback from you guys. And if you guys have any feedback for us, definitely feel free to reach out and send it to us. There are a couple different ways that you can do this. You can send it to us like a longer form one, the famicast@gmail.com. Hit us up on social media at the Famicast. Sign up in YouTube comments. Hit us up on the Famicast website on our site articles. And you can have stuff read out like these guys. Or hit up our Discord, because I picked up some, I was kind of going through some posts today in the Discord and just picked out a few that I thought were kind of interesting or something that I just kind of wanted to bring to your guys' attention. So we'll go ahead and do that today. The first one comes from Joel on Discord. He's actually one of our patrons. He had a comment about Nintendo music, and he said, yeah, man, that Yoshi's Island Super Nintendo music, that is a real pleasant listen. Gotta love that positive island vibe. It's like, yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
Ty,
I get those songs stuck in my head sometimes.
Right. Like, yeah, I mean, I think JC mentioned it earlier, but I was kind of just listening to some, Donkey Kong Country 2 and Donkey Kong Country 1 songs just last night, just seeing like what they had on there. And it's like, yeah, this is awesome. So good for that. Another comment here, one from Balls, talking about the 34 million Nintendo Switch Online subscribers. He said, that is an insane profit margin. I have to imagine with those kind of numbers, they have to be, they've got to be expanding the services by leaps going into the new system. Kind of like what James said too. It's like, it does make you wonder, like, what is Nintendo planning for new tiers and stuff like that for Nintendo Switch Online? Yeah, I mean, adding some kind of a music service was literally out of nowhere and cool. But like, yeah, it's not something I think any of us had on our bingo cards this year. That's for sure. But yeah, so we'll just kind of have to wait and see. And yeah, on YouTube, somebody made Russ on Discord too. This is a good one. This is a good one too. He said, whoever has the job of getting a screenshot for every track on Nintendo Music has a cushy job for years to come. And yeah, absolutely. Like Ty, like, I don't know if you caught it like in the trailer that I was running earlier, but every single track has like a screenshot from like that stage or something.
Nice.
And it's like, that's awesome. But it's like,
that's
yeah,
nice. That's a nice little bit of effort.
Yeah. Even like random stuff like the Wii shop channels and like stuff like that, like they got little screenshots in there. It's like, that's pretty cool. And one last comment. This one actually comes from YouTube. The user's name is Rick Wilker. This is on an Animal Crossing N64 video that I did a long time ago. He or she writes, the N64 version, and GameCube by extension, feels like the only one with a legitimate vision for what they wanted to do. Animals in a forest, enjoying nature to its fullest, living their lives, some Japanese mythology here and there, Tom Nook, Tanuki, and Viola, a life simulation game based on Japanese concepts and ideologies. The next entries lost the purity that it had. Ty, and please refresh my memory with this. I mean, I know you're OG, GameCube guy, and you obviously knew about Animal Forest probably before it even came out, like on the GameCube and stuff like that. Like, were you jamming on this game back in the day? Or did you have any impressions about it, or what did you think?
The GameCube one, I lost interest in it pretty quick because you don't do any video game things in it.
Sure.
Other than like put in the code to get the NES ROMs and play those.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think this is a pretty sus comment. Like,
okay,
talking about the purity of Japanese ideology in a funny animal game.
I think he means like the purity of like Animal Crossing. Like, this is what Animal Crossing is. These are like animals hanging out in a village, and maybe they've kind of lost that. That's how I took that.
Okay. Seems strange. Seems like something strange to care about.
Okay. I mean, personally, I
only play real Animal Crossing.
Yes.
On Nintendo 64 in the original Japanese.
Hello, I'm sitting right here.
Yeah, like you're not a real gamer if you don't play OG Animal Crossing.
Absolutely not. I will say, like, after the GameCube version, I played a little bit on DS. It just felt like they haven't really done too much to the series for me to like make me interested in it again.
Yeah.
I even bought like the 3DS version when that came out. It felt like, okay, I'm doing this all over
Yeah.
again, same stuff. But I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, I'm a fan of New Horizons in the sense that I really liked all the funny shit people posted online.
Okay.
Like I did not buy the game,
Yeah.
but like I really like looking at like just the hilarious stuff people would make and post.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe I wasn't paying too much attention to that, or not enough attention to it, I suppose. But
Yeah. I mean, it was a short but very sweet period.
sure. Yeah. COVID. I mean, yeah, that game was just selling like crazy. Nintendo released that at like a really good time
True.
for them. But yeah. Anyways, I'd always hoped that they would take that game, like, this is a perfect game that they can maybe do cell shading with, change up the visual style or something a little bit. I don't know, maybe my thoughts, but who cares? But
Yep.
all right. Well, again, if you guys have any other feedback or anything like that, feel free to let us know.
Hell yeah.
And yes, actually, that is going to do it for the show today. And before we go ahead and leave you guys, we're going to give you our social media handles. So if you want to follow us on social media, you can. You can follow me at DannyBiv, DANNYBIV. Ty, where can the fine folks find you?
Mostly on Discord,
Mhm.
but yeah, I'm on Shitbird and Bluesky. I haven't actually started posting on Bluesky yet. The app doesn't want to work on my phone for some reason.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but I'll start sooner or later just posting the funny thoughts that pop into my head.
Sure.
Because I
Cool.
mean that is ideal use of like Twitter and Bluesky is
Right.
You just shit post when you get a free minute. You don't make a long post. You don't put in effort. You just like get on there, post your favorite Alex Jones quote about gay frogs or whatever.
Yes. I will say I was looking at one of my favorite social media accounts, Scrub Quotes, and I saw some pretty funny ones today about
Never heard of it.
people. Yeah, some guy runs this. It's pretty cool. But some guy, the comments, like, PlayStation guy is like, yeah, sorry, I didn't win because I was too busy making out with like two girls and like, doing it and
Nice.
stuff. It's
Sure, dude.
Yeah.
I
Not like
believe you
know anything.
100%.
Yeah, not like you'd know anything about that. It's just his comment towards the person that beat him. So,
The classic.
Fair. Also, if you want to follow James, he's on Bluesky. You can follow him at Famicomplicated. So, yeah, well, that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys, those of you that got to join live and hang out. Appreciate your comments and just hanging out and just having fun here. We will be back in 2 weeks for another episode, so look forward to that. But yeah, for James and Ty, this is Danny. We will catch you guys next time. Peace.
Toodles.